get my head round the jump.
Trying to get your head around which? What was it?
The jump. When
Which
you put
jump?
your leg,
Good.
yeah, when you put the leg through and then you have to jump. Remember, I was struggling with the jump bit.
Right. Okay. So jumping from like a side kick through or something like that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
where I got to is I got what my head's got round it now, which is a start. Not quite there yet though.
Right. Okay. We'll work through some drills and stuff today then.
Just remind, I've still got this bit of a pull muscle here. I
Wait.
did some work on it with Jess last night, but it's just a bit tight. I don't really know what I've done with it. Sorry, it's not my shoulder, it's just the base of my neck. So my neck's a bit stiff.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see where we get to. Is there anything, you just said sort of the jumpy stuff, but is there anything else that kind of throws your brain out, or is it all pretty much everything?
I'm actually okay with translating the flow from my head to what my body needs to do most of the time. I just need to perfect the movement. The one I am struggling with, which I want to work on, which you did one class before November, which I've done several times, and I'm still struggling with it. And it is the one where you push your nose along the floor and then pick your legs up at the back. I think I'll do a really crap version of it. This one, I get to here.
Yeah. And then you struggle with.
I end up just pushing up.
Right. Okay. Well, I can do that one. It's part of the hip warm up anyway. So let's start with that. Let's start with the frog unload, just the rounded version first, and then we'll come up into and then we'll do the push-uppy version. So let's just start with that. Big toes together, knees slightly wider than hip distance, walking the hands away, armpits sinking towards the floor. So from there, it's almost like you're pulling the ground underneath you, chin to chest, tail tucked. Feet will come up as the hips pass the knees. Squeeze the glutes, lift the chest, lift the chin, opening the hips, squeeze the feet, and then round and back, chin to chest, push the floor away, round the back, mid back up, feet come down. And we go again, rounding forward, feet coming up, lifting the chest, lifting the chin. Reverse that movement, chin to chest, push the floor away, round it back. Let's go one last time here, round it forward. And round it back. So let's come out the same way that we just did. Toes together, knees apart, etc.
Is
So
it better
exactly
if
the
I go
same
on the
thing.
side, then you can see what I'm doing wrong?
Yeah, I'm gonna come and watch you anyway. But I'm just thinking this through as we go. Come out the same way. So don't drag the nose along the floor and point out. So round forward, you come out to that extended position. Yes. So in theory, if you can go back, you can come forward, and if you can go forward, you can come back, right? So sometimes it's harder to get the nose to the floor on the way back, sometimes on the way out. So for me, bend the elbows and then push back. But it's a tricky one to do with the elbows bending close. Yeah, exactly. Right.
I
okay,
think
so
I'm not
try.
very strong. I've not got much strength to move her arms, have I? So
I'm gonna so give yourself. Let me just try it this way. Go a little bit wider with your hands instead of shoulder distance. So you're giving yourself a little bit of space. Let me just come and have a look. So it's more of a push-up feeling than yeah, that's better. And try it on the way back out. Scrape your nose along the floor.
I'll do it. Let's go up.
Just have a. That's it. So maybe it's back to that. It's a timing thing as well. Because I don't feel. I'm not working particularly. I forgot to bring my feet up. I wonder why my hips weren't doing what I wanted them to. I've left my feet on the floor going, oh, why is that not working? So I don't find this particularly. You could even do that. So I don't know if you saw that.
Did you lie on the floor then?
I laid on the floor, yeah. So as I came through, I put my chest down and then lifted from there.
Let me have a go at that. See
That,
whether
that would be very, can't really do it on the way back. But coming out seems to work okay. Yeah. There's your cheat for it to start with. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of work for the arms. It's also where to my elbows. See, that makes a big difference already. I also do that with my hands.
Right.
It's almost like a turnout. So I'm giving myself almost like a wider.
Yeah, okay, on your back.
Yeah.
You widen your shoulders, but yeah.
Even going back down.
The bit I really struggle with is going back and putting my elbows down there, and that's lack of arm strength.
Yeah, it's also that the flexibility of the shoulders to get this open as well.
Yeah, which mine are crap, aren't they?
Well, I think we're all much of a muchness, aren't we, unfortunately?
No, so from here. One to perfect, I think.
I think the way I kind of get to nose between my arms or hands, and that's when I push up. And just nose between hands, and then I push up, and I finish with my hands in front of my shoulders, going back, nose between hands, and then I push back from there.
But at that point, when you were going back that time, your elbows aren't going back; they're going out to the side, aren't they?
Going out to the side, yeah. And
I was trying to get mine to go back.
Wider.
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be nice. It'd be nice if we could be narrow and come.
Well, you might be able to, but I won't.
I can't. No, I need the space. So I've got that slight turning in of the wrists or the hands to slide, elbows wide. And coming up, so there is that push up at the end, fine. And going back, elbows wide, reversing the movement. It's pretty good. There you go.
I stick my bum out before I've got my nose out down, don't I? We try that again. It's there. My bum has to come up before I can get my nose down.
But that's okay because so the first one is about rounding the spine. The second one is we go slightly wider than what I mean. The second one is you're in butt lifted, nose towards the floor, so you are in this position.
Right.
Yeah,
all right.
so,
Okay.
So you're coming through and coming up into extension and then going back. You can't round here. You can't round. You've got to have your butt lifted. It can't be a rounded version. I wonder if that's why people struggle with it, because they're trying to round the spine back, rather than realizing that it's a different movement.
You're making it's like a wave you make.
But going back from there,
Yeah.
round.
No, I see it.
I got no. So, note to self: stick your ass out. That's it. Yep.
But you go down. I have to leave my butt to get my nose down.
Yeah, and that's okay. That bit is definitely arm strength, but that ability to move out of that is definitely get your butt up.
Just something I'll have to work on. Now that was helpful because I can now practice it.
Brilliant. Good. Right. Okay. Let's come to.
So the other one we had, I can't remember what it is. We have to perfect when I end up with one leg out, and I should end up there. So whatever flow you do there, I've got to correct that.
Right. Let's start off with some activations then. I'm going to keep my mat just because this is my 3rd hour so far, and things getting a little bit tired. Let's set crab first of all. So set crab, chest crab, shoulders pulling back, gaze up, and then press down with the shoulders to lift the hips. Just
Read a man, hold on somewhere. Right.
Yeah. So once we've lifted, let's go lip lift. So right foot just hovering off the floor. Press it down. Left foot just hovering off the floor. Press it down. Left hand and right hand. And release, and then pivot over or under switch over into beast. And you can reset there, take a moment to reset. So short base, hands close to knees. Same thing, hover the feet, hover the knees, and then we'll hover the right foot, left foot, right hand, left hand. And place them down and give them a break. Give your wrists a break. I'm just going to get rid of my mats, actually. Not helping in the slightest. Right, okay. I think I get what you're saying. I think so. If we've done something where there's a leg out, then it makes it more tricky to bring it back to and put the leg down. That's essentially what you're doing. Or not doing, as the case may be. So right, let's tidy up. Let's tidy up under switch. Let's see if I can get a decent angle for you. So in theory, if I was doing a left leg under switch, my left foot and my right hand would lift at the same time. My body would pivot. Foot come down at the same time. Yeah. Okay. So face me. Yeah, face me. Or face the camera.
Do a left leg under switch to crab.
Yes. Nice, not bad at all. Right, and then left leg under switch back to beast. Right, so the trick, so coming back, left leg under switch back to crab. Let's start there. Left leg under switch back to beast. Lift your right heel up. That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to take the brake off in order to pivot on that foot at the back. So you corrected it. So the first time you did it, your left leg under switch, you moved your leg, so your leg came out, and then it was left kind of. You did put it down.
But it was dangling.
Yeah, and I see that quite a lot. If you didn't really, my arms and legs.
You're doing. Go on.
Aren't really moving until the point at which I want to put them down. So I see this quite a lot. I see if I say left leg under switch, I see people do this as well. So moving the leg. But really, you're trying to just streamline the movement. So if I do this one, literally
moving, not your leg.
And pivoting is all about the shoulder. You're pivoting on the shoulder. Yeah. Streamline your hand as well. So bring that in towards your chest. So what I mean by that is, I was going back the other way, start with a decent crab. Streamline the hand, and that just means I bring it in to the middle so that it's there to go down. So what I'm not doing is, because it's got further to go, so just want to hold everything close to the middle. That's it. Yeah, it's much better. And then come back to these. Yeah, so coming back to beast, you get your hand and your foot down at the same time. See if you could do that in crab. Yeah. Try the other leg.
It's really just thinking it through properly. It's really good, this, having it slow motion.
Yeah, it's really useful to be able to just sit and watch one person as well. It's hard with a group. So that's our, you know, basically just under switch. So if we're jumping under switch and we slow that right down, and I do left again, just in fact, I'm going to turn this way and do right, because I'm always demonstrating on the right. So left, so right leg jumping under switch. So right foot comes off, left hand comes off. But this time there is that swinging hand. Yeah, and I'm jumping from a flat foot, if you can see this leg. So the swing of the arm and the jump of the foot leads me back to this beast position. I'm still at that point where I can't really land with my knees low. It's just too much, it's too much load for everything. So if your knees are sort of up, it's okay. But before you start your next movement, just drop them down before you then come into whatever is your next movement. Because you want to make sure that you're still landing this in this narrow base and you're not landing like so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So if we do a full one, all the way over. So have a go at that. So you're starting crab, because you can go into a full roll.
Starting crab.
Set crab, yeah. Let's go left leg, jumping under switch. So left foot up, right hand up. And that's going to throw, yeah, jump from a flat foot, switch legs, and go all the way under. Good landing, brilliant. Right, so same again on the other side. So right leg jumping under switch.
I've got to think about this.
Nice, right. So this time, do the same, left leg jumping under switch, but pause in the middle. So jump, switch the legs, but pause in your modified beast, which just means one leg's in the air. Yes, well done. And then continue. Right. And then right leg jumping under switch with that big pause in the middle. Not big pause, but pause in the middle. Great. Yeah. So that's the basis of the movement. And then this idea of jumping from this position just comes with a little bit of time. So if I'm coming towards you, I'm right foot, left hand, and I'll jump from this left foot. So I'm trying to jump over, and that's why this hand is so important. It's literally coming across and down towards the floor to throw you in the right place. And ideally the foot and hand should land at the same time, but that's quite tricky when you're in full flow. Yeah, I know, well done.
It was a bit, didn't land with my hand and arm at the same time. My hand and foot.
I think it's like anything else, until you start adding speed to it and it throws you back out again. So you've got to then work to bring it back under control. Yeah, nice.
Not quite. Little bit of it.
The basics are there. The movement is there. It's just controlling it while you do it at speed that becomes like the tricky bit. So switches.
So the one I was really struggling with the other day,
yeah,
was when we were doing this. And then you wanted me to jump back.
You're right. Okay, the pop back to loads of beast.
Hang on a minute. I can do that. That's about it.
Right, put me up. So we go front step and through. Right, so your jump back, it's really no different than the jumping, like jumping under switch from a side kick through. Your feet are gonna be switching. Difficult to explain. So come back through, and I'm gonna hop on that foot. And I've switched, and then I put the foot down. So
So,
it's the same. So if
so
I
I
just
think
do-
what I was trying to do, let me do it again. And to hop and put that leg down first, but you put that leg down first.
yeah,
You spring off that one.
yeah. Yeah.
What I was doing wrong. I couldn't work out how the hell you lifted into midair on one arm.
And that's because it's very difficult to slow it down. So yeah, that's so my left leg at the moment is off the floor. And I'm just bringing it through before I jump, just so I've got a chance in hell of doing it. I'm going to jump with this leg, switch, then that leg comes down, the right leg. And I'm back to here.
Can you just
Obviously,
do
all
it the
that
other way
stays
around
low.
so I can watch your feet?
Yeah. See if I can slow it down. So if I do right leg, front step through. So slowing it down, jumping to that foot, and then bringing the right one down. So I am swapping.
Yeah. So do you put your left foot and right hand down at the same time or not?
That
Or is it
would
like
be-
a 1, 2, 3?
That would be the ideal on the pop back. So even when you've done the front step, it goes hand and
Down.
foot, going back, hand and foot. So you're having to take your weight onto the other arm, which is why sometimes you'll see me when I'm kind of, as I'm getting tired, you'll see me do.
Yeah.
And that's okay, right? But otherwise, it should.
With you.
Yeah, I'm making it big and slow there, but you get the idea. So let's get the bash. Let's not worry about the pop back yet. Let's get the hand, because if you can master, like the basics are, the point at which you could get your hand and foot moving at the same time, then you've definitely got the strength to do the pop back. Yeah. Because you need to take your weight into one arm. All right, so set loaded beast. Right leg front step. Well done. Pause there.
Yeah.
Now you're here. Can you feel how crunched up you are? Think elbow somebody behind me. Yeah. So you pull in the elbow back into ribs. This hand's supposed to be like fully like up at the wrist, but yeah, my wrists won't do that. And then from there, the elbow comes forward inside the leg, so you can step through. That's it. Right, so going back then, step back to loaded beast. Let's just see, as you go back, switch the hand and the foot at the same time.
Well, should that go back at the same time? No.
Yeah, but pause there, just bring the hand off the floor. So bring your right hand up again, that's it. Now try and get your foot and your hand to move at the same time.
Oh, so that one goes down and then it goes like that?
Yes.
I'll put
There you
it
go.
down there. Right, okay.
Yep. Brilliant, right, so set loaded beast again, let's do the other side. So was that right side? Yeah. Left leg front step. Big step.
Up there,
elbow
yeah.
Back. That's it. Yep. Through. Perfect. Step all the way back with that right leg. Get it all the way back. Right, then organize yourself and just get your brain in gear. Foot and hand same time. Boom. That's it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm just checking my own brain. Yeah, you want that kind of sensation of it's the hand and the foot move at the same time. It's not necessarily that they land at the same time, right? So if I'm here, I want this leg to move at the same time as the hand does. It looks a bit like that. In other words, the foot can come down after, because for you to be floating,
Yeah.
and then landing is a lot, it's a lot harder. Right, so when we do the step through then, so that's the front step, the step through and the pop back. we might as well go into this, we might as well give it a play. So the next level up from that, if you like, is called a kick through. So if I call a right leg for a kick through, I'm going to move my left leg. So pop back to loaded beast. Right leg front kick through, which I've just done. Pop back to loaded beast. Left leg front kick through. Hop back to loaded beast. So you kind of practice the pop back from the front step through, because once you get into the kick through, the whole thing is a lot quicker. Do you see the difference? Yeah,
It's like you were,
the same move,
but it's like you started with a hop forward.
Yeah,
Rather
it's the
than
same
a,
movement.
yeah, it's just a hop rather than a step.
Yeah. So I'm kind of, if I was doing, so like I said, right leg front kick through, my left leg has to do the front step and my right leg comes through. Then I pop it back to loaded beast like we have been doing. The other side, I'm hopping that leg through so the foot's coming as well.
Make it
So
look
it's
so
just
easy.
two movements combined together. That's all it is. It's just a little bit speeded up.
Now then, but I don't know where I'm hopping from. Let me just try and just see if I can do it.
Yep.
No. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know which leg was hopping
This is an absolute mind boggler, right? Because if I call a left leg front step, your left leg front steps, but it's your right leg that goes through. So that would be a right leg front kick through. So your left leg steps, but the right leg kicks through. Left leg steps, right leg kicks through.
Step on that and do that. Okay. Oh
So,
God.
right leg front kick through, left leg steps, right leg goes through.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the speed yet. Left leg front kick through, right leg steps, left leg goes through. Wait.
Go back now.
Yeah. Charlotte, that was amazing. Good. It took me months to get this. Wait.
I think I'm nearly there.
You are, you are there. We just need tidying up. The only spanner I'm going to throw in the works for you is because you're moving directly towards me, that foot should face me. And the only reason it isn't is because your foot's turning out. And it will do a little bit, that's okay. But try and aim your foot forward or you're kicking
I'll tell you what
forward.
I need some work on. At this point, I'm really not high enough, so I'm really struggling to get through.
Yeah, and that's the breadth and length of your window again. So you know how we talk about landing wide and forward.
Ah, right,
You've got
okay.
all this room to get through, as opposed to shit. So when you do the front kick through, you've still got to find that window again. So that's a speeded up version. I've still got to hop far enough forward that I can do proper thing with the hand, so I can get that leg through and back. Yeah. It's hard. It's really hard. I'm giving you a demo in between, so we're kind of taking it in turns to be knackered.
No, it's good because it means I can take time over it. Because sometimes, because when you're doing it in a class, I'm wanting to pause and think about it, and you've moved on to the next thing.
I know that feeling. Okay. That's it. Got it. That's it.
My foot's still sticking out though.
Yeah, that's one of those little sort of icing on the cake things that you just work towards over time. Okay. Nice. Okay, so.
So hang on a minute, one question.
Yep.
As I'm coming back, should that be up?
It will come up because you're jumping off it. So you
Okay.
can't jump with a flat foot. But your heel wants to come up as you jump.
Yeah.
If it's coming up because you are moving the leg, right? So if I land narrower, so if I've just done my front kick and I'm here, if it's coming up now, that tells me everything's too narrow, right? Whereas if I was wide enough, I could bring that leg wherever I wanted it to, and my heel would stay down. It's at the point
And when you get ready to
jump, that the heel has to come up because it's a spring. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it all
got it.
comes down to that movement window. You know, getting it big enough and wide enough. And as you get more strength, just better at it overall, more efficient, the window can become narrower. It becomes more compact, which looks nicer. You know, so at the end of the day, this is kind of one of those movement practices that it's like any other movement practice, like yoga, Pilates. Once you know what you're doing, and it becomes efficient, and people do it, and it looks beautiful.
More beautifully.
Yeah, it just looks nice. So we're aiming for it looking beautiful at some point, right? So that's your front kick through and your front step and through, which are essentially the same movement. It's great because it's just forward and back. It's just in a straight line, right? The opposite of that, obviously, is going to be the one that's on the other line or across to it is side kick through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's play with that. Let me see if I can. I'm hoping you will remember it. So if you set base with your head towards your dresser.
Sorry. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to do a right leg side kick through. So you'll start in beast. So come to beast, not loaded beast.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, sorry. Stop apologising. It's fine.
I'm in beast.
So bring your hips forward. So you want your hips over your knees. Sorry, your knees under your belly button. That's it. So then right leg side kick through. Nice, good pause. Right, so the only thing you've done here is you've come to that guard position, which is amazing for your kick through, but it's the elbow high.
Oh, right, okay.
There you go. Brilliant. Now pause there. Bring your foot more towards your hand.
That one.
Your right foot. Your right foot. So you can put your hips down if you need to, but your foot wants to come this way.
So I'm doing that. All right, okay, so I'm not out like that. Is that it?
Pause. Your foot towards me. Not that one. I'm going to go down. I'm going to do exactly the same as you just did. Yeah. From here. It's an under switch.
Yeah.
To here. And then the heel drops. The hand is still streamlined at this point. The kick is directly, so it's pointing in the same direction as your toes, and it's at 90-degree angles to the way you started. So if I'm coming towards you, straight to the camera, you should be able to see my leg's not here. This is where your leg was.
All right,
to be here. Yeah. I'm hoping that looks kind of, try to get the angles right. As soon as it's you don't really need to worry. Yeah, there you've cracked it. Yeah, brilliant.
It's down to getting that foot right.
It is down to getting always the foot. So I'm kind of directly side on to you. This should be much more. This should be clearer. Foot points towards you. Heel comes down. Kick towards you. And if I put everything down, I'm halfway between those 2 points.
No, yeah, it's not bad. I'm not halfway. Yeah.
You've smashed it. This. Relax your hand. So you kind of pulling your fingertips to your face. Yeah, relax your hand. Think just lift the elbow back. This can be, yeah, there you go. Absolutely beautiful. Right. So turn around, face the bed.
I'm half on carpet, half on floor here.
Perfect.
Right.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. That is no wrong with that. So essentially you've got This is why floors with lines on are so handy. It's why you see me set up the same all the time. You're at 90 degrees. So whereas the front kick through is straight forward and back, this is a right angle to it. So then if we were to do a jumping under switch, so here I am at 12 and 6 again, I come into my side kick through, I'm going to be jumping from here. So come back to that modified beast position, which then allows me to go again on the other side if I so desire. Same thing, jumping from here. Side to side. The jumps are great, but they really force you to think about how you're landing. Because if I landed in a crab beast position, so this is way too long, now all of a sudden this is no, I can't get there. That makes sense. So you want that compact position. You want to find it in your jump to be able to do the other side.
Which way around we're going, but let's see what happens.
No, set beast first.
Right.
Beast, not loaded beast. That's it.
Really confused. There we are. Yeah.
Yep. Side kick through. Great. Jump
Now
to
jump.
switch. Yes, look at that. Beautiful. Good. Well done.
Yeah.
Much, 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 much better. So if I'm going to be really picky, and this is pickiness because it's just you, right? You do the same as me, which is when you land in crab, you land a little bit kind of depressed.
Yeah.
Not a happy, proud crab anymore. It's a, oh, I'm a little bit depressed crab. And when you do your under switches and your side kick throughs or your jump throughs, so can you see I'm roughly neutral there as opposed to tucked under? So neutral, fine. If I came back, I would want to be here. That's where I would land instead of. So when you land in your jumping under switch, can you get your chest up and your tail up as opposed to being rounded?
Right.
That makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
Not quite.
So-
Just do it one more time for me.
Let me see if I can. So we know you're a tucker, yeah, and you like. I would have said you like me for this. I looked into. Well, I don't think I was looking at anything else, but you never know. So I can start in a decent beast, and I've got a fine. But then if I come back to beast, my preferred option is to land like so, instead of flat back.
So proud beast.
Proud beast as well, yeah. So come back to it. Let's go same again. Side to side kick through with a jump in between. So jumping side kick through. Left leg, side kick through. All right, whichever. Jump to, and just pause in the middle. There you go. That's it. That's absolutely beautiful. Yep. Jump to. Good.
I have to think about it.
I do. I massively have to think about it. I had my lesson this morning because I'm coming up to the test out in February. She's trying to persuade me to go for the 11th of February test out, which is only a couple of weeks away. And she was saying she picked up on the fact that I collapse in my crab, and I feel like I'm totally. I feel like I'm up and all the rest of it. And she said, oh, no, and she's like, watch it back and you'll see. And I'm like, oh, all right then.
So I think you have to, that's why I'm asking you to take this and record it and send it to me, because it will help me convert the messaging.
Yeah, it does. It just helps you to be able to see what your body's doing. All right, so let's go. Let's go into a full scorpion for a crab, and then we'll play with a few jumps from that position. So a set crab, big proud crab. Let's go left leg full scorpion. So left leg travels under and around. So we're going to pause at the top and just Make sure we're in the right spot. So pushing the floor away with the hands, heel lifted, slightly turned out, right knee slightly bent, and then trying to open the hip. So I'm really trying to reach my top hip over. Keep it going. So coming onto the outside edge of the foot, hip bleeding, land and pull your elbow into your hip. That's it. Great. So from there, you can jump to, well, it's a jumping under switch essentially. So if we're going to jumping under switch back over to crab, can you feel how your hand's in a crab position? The right hand. Yeah. If I jump from here, so if I jump into my beast position, it leaves me with one hand at 12 o'clock and one hand at 3 o'clock. But because I'm continuing all the way over, that hand's going to come off anyway. Want to go through it again?
Yep. You can go through from this bit. I just don't know where I'm going from here.
Okay. Which leg have you got left and right out?
Yeah.
You're there, aren't you? So you're jumping from here. So it's think of it like a side kick through where the leg's not here, it's just there. So I'm going to jump to my base position and then continue all the way over into my crab. Give it a bash. That's it. And then all the way over to crab. There you go. Spot on.
Crab.
And a crab. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, got it.
So that's the left leg. Let's go right leg full scorpion. So when you get to the bottom, stick the landing, even when one hand feels like it's in a horrible position. So right leg, full scorpion. Over we go. Right elbow to right hip. Beautiful. So it's this left hand now that'll feel like it's in a crap position. Jump to, all the way over, and you're back with the opposite hand off the floor. If you want to do something extra with it.
I did it.
Over into crab. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to watch you then. So set crab.
Which way round you want me, right? Go on.
So let's go left leg under, left leg full scorpion. So left leg will start the under switch.
I'm doing the wrong leg, aren't I? Never mind.
That's all right. Yeah. So we call it right leg. So then lock out the left leg. Come onto the outside edge of the foot. Now keep your toes pointing to the ceiling on that left leg. Nice, good. Elbow into your side. That's it. So land it. So now that left hand will feel like it's in a really awkward position. Yeah?
Yeah.
Does it not for you? It feels like shit for me.
It is. Yeah. So I'm going to jump to beast.
Left leg jumping under switched through beast. That's it. And then all the way over back to your crab. Perfect. Yeah. So all I'm doing is showing you different a lot of this stuff, it's a bit like Pilates, you know, when you really start to understand Pilates, you realize you're just doing the same move over and over
again.
And
you've got to take it to the next level. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, exactly. So essentially that's kind of what we're doing here.
And I can see now when you get this into, and I'm breathing heavily now, so I can see when you get into doing a 20-minute flow of this, it must be knackering.
Yeah, it is. I've not even got there yet. I was my test out, I'm supposed to do bloody hell, where did that time go?
Kelly, that was brilliant for me. They're absolutely brilliant. You're going to make me do a pretzel now, aren't you, just to finish off?
You can't, unless there's anything else you want to cover. Is there anything else that's kind of cropped up? Because I'm all right for time, I've got to be somewhere at 12, but other than that, I'm kind of...
When I do a pretzel, and you can tell me what I've been.
Oh, yeah, do it, yeah.
Right. If I'm not really very good at this, but nevertheless. Right, so when I'm doing that, I get a searing stretch pain here. And it's probably just muscular, just across there. So, yeah, there. Oh, it's here.
Okay, so when you come into that position, so let me see if I can show. It's very subtle. Ugh. So we're not only concerned about this knee, we want this ankle, that's fine. So I'm here. When I start to rotate, I let my ribs flare forward in order to get that leg to move back. Now, it's not a searing pain for me, but it is a definite compression of the lower back, because essentially that's what I'm doing. In order for me to rotate, instead of rotating with my ribs in, I'm doing that, and it makes it look bigger, right? So you can, I'm just wondering if something under there make any difference. I don't think it will. You want to really tuck your tailbone under and bring your ribs in. And that might mean that you can't actually get hold of your foot.
Just about, but this knee can't go anywhere near the
Yeah.
ground.
Won't get near the floor.
But that isn't hurting as much.
Yeah. This, you know, when I say to, I'm conscious of the fact that I'll keep banging on about this tucking the tailbone under.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
A lot of people don't, they can't tell that at the point at which they've come into this position, they feel like they've not altered their rib and pelvis position. But as soon as you pull that leg back, I can feel my whole ribs moving on the mat to arch. And I'm trying to bring everything back in, so I'm trying to flatten out my lower back.
I mean, I think I may have a pull muscle on the other side because I don't have the same problem on this side.
Okay, so it might just be a grumpy muscle then. But the fact remains that pretty much all of us will thrust the ribs and overarch the lower back in order to get into this position, which is less than ideal.
If you remember when I first tried this, I had no idea, and now I can nearly get both of them down on this side.
Brilliant.
So it does work.
It does. It's like, oh, else it takes time. It's weird. So if we think about, like I've just said, I mean, I'm in an extended beast here, but just to give you an idea, I've just said that this is, you want to be flat back for your beast. When you come and you want to be here,
Yeah.
and when you come into that pretzel, your spine is doing that. Yeah, so overarching. You want to feel like you're doing this movement while you're in the pretzel at both ends. So ribs coming in, tailbone tucking under. Yeah, big time, like big. But most people don't want to surrender the fact that they've got hold of the foot. They're so pleased that they've got hold of the foot or their ankle. They don't want to accept that when they bring everything back in, the foot goes bing. So yeah, it swings and roundabouts, but particularly if you've got some, if it is causing you some discomfort, then it's worthwhile really trying to get that.
But the weird thing is, and I was like this yesterday with Jess, that the exercise has actually loosened. Wherever this muscle is, I haven't got any pain now. I might have when I started, but it's working on it, so it's good.
Well, it gives you an idea that yeah, it's just muscular, and if movement's making it feel better, then that's brilliant. Yeah, good.
Okay,
right,
see you Friday. Yeah,
Friday. Yeah, it might just be us again. So you know, address your brain nicely. Ask your brain if there's anything it would like to cover, and we'll do it.
Okay. Thank you.
And then we'll do some flow. All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.